Good morning, everyone, wherever you are. I'm so glad you guys are joining us. Are you guys ready to hear from Evelyne Matthews, CEO of Conscious Trainers and an amazing life coach? She has worked with leaders from JP Morgan and a whole bunch of organizations all over the country. So y'all are ready? You know we bring you only the very best. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn this around and get us on there. All right, Evelyne, so you are on. Tell us a little bit about your experience, just like tell us a little bit about yourself and then your experience in finding sustainability during this pandemic.
Okay, well, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're located on this beautiful day. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Naomi, for having me. It's so wonderful because Saturday is just, I always feel it's just a blessed day for me because the week is over. Normally you'd be working, but where we're living and what we're doing in this pandemic has taken our lives over. Isn't that just amazing? I'm sounding excited only because if we wasn't having that, I would not be talking to your audience probably. And that's the thing about this, the coronavirus. It has altered our lives in all types of ways. And some I think for the good, not for the good, but this is all about through all of the challenges that is presenting to us right now. We're taking care of ourselves. At least we need to be doing that. So your Self-Care Saturdays is a blessing. This is a wonderful thing. And we need to make sure that we have the individual sustainability that carries us through this process. So when we think of this coronavirus, it's loud, it's menacing, it's the unknown, and it's unforgiving. And that's life. But this is taken it to a whole nother level that we had to make major adjustments so quickly. We haven't had an opportunity to adjust to it. So it's kind of like
feeling that out there. I love that. Is anyone else feeling that out there where you've had to make major adjustments? Who has had to do that? We'd love to hear from you. There's a little heart button on the right hand side. Show us some love if something is resonating with you. If you have any questions, make sure this is your time. 15, 20 minutes free advice, right? So make sure you ask the questions that you need to be asking during this sustainability talk.
I know as you asked something about myself.
Yes.
I feel that right now, the challenges that we are having, I have felt that my life has almost prepared me for it because being a life coach, a trainer, an educator, a mom, a wife, at the age of 9, I lost my father unexpectedly. So we were about to move to our new home. So my brother went to pick my father up from the hospital and we would be moving the following week, but instead he came home with the news that my father passed. That totally erupted, created chaos and unbelievable hurt and pain for me, but also opened me up to love. I'm going to say a year later, because the first year I was still hoping that he was coming back. And so, and also having many losses in my life growing up has made me an individual that was open to others and caring and understanding of their pain. So many of us have had losses in our life.
Right.
There are a few people that have not. And so the challenges that we have in life prepare us for many sorrows and adjustments like for this situation, even though this is way out of the box. And so those who have unfortunately have lost their lives in this battle, we gotta hold them up and not forget them. Because again, those are the people that are going down, and then there's others with the struggle every day that we need to hold on to. So with that, life is always changing and offers challenges to us. And we want to always try to meet that challenge, even though it's hard. This is where our sanity comes in.
Yeah.
This is when we need to hold on to our sanity. So our main focus today is on 3 particular topics: sanity,
Ooh.
being
Okay.
strong,
Yes.
strength, and a strategy to cope with all of this when life kicks us and knock us down.
Can you
And
say it one
office
more time? Sanity, strength,
strategy,
and
the
strategy.
strategy that we need to get through this and to continue on. And what we need to understand about this, I want you to think about, as I said, this whole coronavirus is unforgiving. So I want you to think about this. You remember they talked to you about that elephant in the room?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We
Yes.
always say the elephant in the room. Do we really know what that's about? But I want you to visualize this elephant. This elephant is 5 tons. 5 tons is the average weight of an elephant. 5 tons is 10,000 pounds, occupying your home, your bedroom, your mind, your living room, the bathroom, wherever you turn in your home that right now you are stuck in, you can't get out. You know, you're on the window looking out like this, and the elephant's right next to you.
Right.
Or it's on the other side of the window looking back at you.
Yeah.
So we're stuck and we feel like I can't move this thing. And the elephant being 10,000 pounds, you can't push that. You
Yeah.
can't sway it. You could kick it, but you break your foot, right? So the thing about it is, I want you to think about this. What Sun Tzu says about war. The smartest strategy in war is being able to achieve your objectives without having to fight.
Mm.
So
Wow.
think about it. Think
Powerful.
about that a moment. We
Yeah.
are in a war.
Yeah.
We can't knock that elephant down. We can't kick it. What we have to do is mobilize our mindset. We have to contain our sanity so we can come up with some strategies to be strong, to be able to beat it down little by little and keep our mind intact. So let's go there with that in terms of, because we are in a war. This war is unforgiving.
Wow.
And this elephant, the thing you got to think about the elephant, visualize that trunk. Very powerful, very long. It's used for many purposes. Knock things down, knock down trees, retrieve the food, hold on to its young children, the young elephant. And you have the tusk to knock things all over. And you have its thick legs and the skin that is also palatable, but is soft. So we got to think of how are we challenged with this, what's been presented to us with the coronavirus. How are we going to manage? So we got to alter our mindset, our sanity. How many of us are going to bed with that television on, listening to the
Some
latest
people,
figures?
yeah, some people like that's part of like their routine is they can't fall asleep without the TV on. How many of you fall asleep with the TV on? Let's hear from you all. Go ahead, Evelyn.
Now, see, it's okay to fall asleep with the television on, but for us to sustain ourselves,
Yeah.
I need us to be able to not have the news on. Because if you think
Ooh,
for a
that's
moment,
good. Yes.
it's the sanity, why are you not holding on? Crying is good sometimes, but we don't want to live in fear. So counting that clicker or seeing the clicker of the deaths, that's real.
Yeah. And some people said like for them what works and they're commenting right now is like sometimes music. Sometimes they do the news, but sometimes like low music. But you're right, like those clicks, those numbers of deaths that come up on the screen.
It's something. It's making the heart palpitations. The
Yeah.
mind is overworking. And we
Yeah.
want to be able, so at nighttime, that's not the last thing you want to do is to have the news on.
Or what
Okay.
about your phone in your hand? Someone from Madrid said they fall asleep with their phone in their hand, which might
Okay,
be a lot
that's
of
good. But what are you doing with the phone?
Mhm.
Okay, are you falling off of the last tweet? Is it a good tweet? That's okay. Are you listening to another voice that's soothing? That's okay. But what we need to remember, everything in moderation. Okay, we don't want anxiety when we're falling off. So if you're listening or going to watch a nice movie, or play your Pandora through your television or through your phone. Nice music is A-okay. It's really good. For instance, you want to look at pictures of your loved ones, okay? Pleasing to you. Now, you're just going through a situation with your loved one. We don't want those pictures, okay?
Right,
You
right,
know, we want some good feelings so we could sleep, hold good thoughts, hold on to our sanity, which is truly important, because this is the one first step to fighting this war.
yeah.
And we can control this. Good music, good television, good friends,
Come
good
on.
people. And if
Our
you, and
circle, the people that are feeding, like thoughts, the people
yes,
speaking life into us or sucking life out of us.
you have to kick them to the curb.
Yes, honey.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now you bringing up strategy, which is okay, because in this day and age, we have to do a variety of things. We got to multitask. We're going to multitask to the strategy of kicking people to the curb. And that is good because we kind of like this. If you're in a war, think of a foxhole. That's your apartment. That's your home. That's your surrounding. This is your everything right now is your foxhole. You got your food in there. You got your takeout coming in.
Right.
Have the dog. You gotta walk it. Or some people can't go outside, so the walking is inside their home. You might not have a backyard that you can extend your time in there. So it's important that in your home you have good people that you can do a Zoom session with, like we're doing right now. You could
Yeah.
do a WebEx. You can do Skype, or you have the iPhone. You can use their mechanism. You can do WhatsApp. You got to have good people that you can reach out and touch.
Yes.
Yes, because if you got someone that's giving you some bad advice and some bad news, bringing that to the curb. There you go. Practice that. Kick them to the curb.
At home.
Yeah, you out they go. And you know what? That gives you some room
Yeah.
to breathe. Inhale. So another thing too.
Uh-oh. Evelyne, you're still okay. Never mind.
Oh,
Your sound. Okay, now we're on. Okay. Yep.
so with being here, some of my family, I'm from New York, and that's the day before yesterday. I picked up my Yankee shirt, and I had to take a moment. I had to take a moment. That broke me down.
Wow.
What about all my New Yorkers? Ones I know, family, and those that I don't know. I put my Yankee shirt on, and when I went to the store, I wore it proud, and I just kept rubbing my heart, sending love to all the folks on the East Coast, the West Coast, my Yankees that I go to see at Yankee Stadium. That's my team.
Me
The
too.
Giants.
Go Jinx.
Yeah, yeah, you go. I am a fan of sports, but I know we're suffering without that right now. But I also have the reality of truth is not to know that we can't do that right now. We have to have reality. We have to have that moment of realizing we have to stay distant from one another. So when
Physically
we go
distant.
ahead,
Physically distant and not socially distant.
there you go.
Come on.
Excellent day. We have definitely, that's why we got to reach out and touch someone that's going to give us some love and some happiness and some joy. And we could talk about the games we used to go to, send
Yeah.
some pictures over to people, let them say, I'm thinking about you. So that's what's so important. So that's a part of our sanity, making sure we can be creative. So let's talk about when we move on to um, strength,
Yeah.
being
Strength.
strong.
Mhm.
That's important because we need to talk about just like that elephant is strong, you have to be strong like that elephant.
Yes.
You have to have mental acuity. You have to be mentally fit.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
have to be mentally fit. You have to be able to have intestinal fortitude. You have to be in the moment.
Evelyne, how do we get mentally fit,
Oh,
mentally strong, given what is happening? Y'all hear me? Let's talk about that because a lot of
yes,
people are, it sounds good, but when you're in it, right, and
yes,
you feel lonely or you feel like you don't know
yes.
what's gonna happen, and you're just going with the motion. How
There
do
you
we
go.
mentally fit and strong.
This is what you're going to do, first of all. When you get up and when you feel it's a struggle and you feel your mind is everywhere, you can't hold on to reality at this moment. This is when we're going to have to do some mindfulness. Mindfulness, yeah, there you go. I told you that, you have a high voice there on your end. Now the deep one just said, that's right, mama. That's right, mindfulness. Mindfulness let me out the door right now. So here's the thing. With mindfulness, seriously, we have to take a moment, turn off everything. We need to relax because mindfulness is about you, your mental strength, your heart, bringing yourself back to reality. Not the reality of the coronavirus, but you calming down. And how do you do this? Close your eyes. You close your eyes. You're going to inhale through your nose. You're going to count to 5. You're going to hold that, and then you would like to release it slowly through your mouth. Open it a little bit to let that negativeness, that heaviness out. And you're going to repeat that. And while you're doing that, you want to hold the table. You hold the table, put your hands in your lap so that you are mindful of where you are. You want to be present in that moment. You want to calm down. Breathing helps you to be calm. It helps you to get back centered. You need to be centered at all costs. You want to also visualize the thing that keeps you in place. Maybe you have a baby. Maybe you have a lover. Maybe you have your mom, someone that gives you strength. So you want to do that. That's the mindfulness. That's that being at peace. You can get that instantaneous, just taking a moment to breathe.
And knowing on our breath also. Like,
yes,
the purpose of it is, one, like bringing the oxygen that we
yes,
feed into our lungs, and
yes,
focusing on our breath, which allows us to like turn off the noise
everything
and
around.
the stimulation that's happening
You
around us.
You want to let it go. And the reason why you're exhaling through your mouth, it's a cleansing breath. It's releasing the detoxifiers that are in there. All of that sadness, all of that heaviness, you want to let that go because you're trying to bring yourself back to your own truth. You're trying to bring yourself calmness. You want to be present, which is important. And then go ahead.
Just some people are saying, like someone said, I am Silva said, being challenged in real life situations makes you make decisions, which makes you stronger.
Yes.
Someone that said that they light some sage or some Palo de Santo. I'm not sure what Palo de Santo is, but they light some sage to create that type of environment that helps them focus.
Yes,
or be
that
present.
is important. Whatever you need to be calm. And also some incense like lavender is one, jasmine, things that are relaxing and appealing to your senses, that it calms you. Learn what that is. Also, we want to have that, your emotions. We want to gather our emotions together too, as well as your being. What's also good for right now to help you with your stress and staying sane is your physicality that you need to do. Walk around your house, stomp around your house, lift your bottles of water around your house. Just movement, yoga, tashi, just things that you can watch.
Someone said,
yes,
someone said crystals help as well. I'm not familiar. Tea like helps me, like even
there
in
you
these,
go.
like
Yes.
I do these a lot. However, it does, I can get anxious about it. So tea is just like a little trigger that I have for myself, a support
Yes.
that I have.
Yes.
Oh, like tea.
That is very good. And you know what? I know some people like to put a little something else up in that tea. But you know what? We got to be mindful to not always do that because we want to still have our feet on the ground. But it just depends. If you can, you do what you need to do. And one thing seriously too, during this time, there's a lot of abuses, or people can get into the way of substance abuse. Sometimes when it's really bad, or we're getting to that point, we like to self-medicate. So we want to be mindful to be aware of that. The pain pills, sleeping pills, alcohol, other things that we don't want, we would engage in moderation. So be mindful of how much you're intaking, because that also can help you not to lose your sanity and also bring you down physically. And again, too, just to bring this to attention, they're saying now with the coronavirus that those who drink a lot tend to catch that.
Oh, really?
So a lot of,
Don't you think it's interesting though that what are your maybe not go too much into this, but I do think it's interesting that liquor stores are an essential for
there
a
you
lot.
go.
So now this is coming out, which I just think it's interesting.
Well, hopefully they're not going to be essential. They'll say, "Oh, we need to cut those hours." Did you see the lines? I don't know if you've seen the lines, but the lines have been very long for the liquor store because people are self-medicating.
Yeah.
It's like I want to just shut it off. And unfortunately, when you wake up from that stupor, it's going to still be here, plus it's going to be all messed up. So
Right.
that's not helping you. So we have to also think of our spiritual journey that we're on right now. We we can be on a spiritual journey. What do I mean by that? Spiritually, I'm not talking religiously. If you want to take it to that level, that's fine. But spiritually is all about you. It's about your vessel. It's
Uh-huh.
about your mind, your body, your heart. It's about all of you. We're on a journey and we want to come out on the other side, right? And so when you're on a spiritual quest, we go places that we've never gone before. We go deep in ourselves.
Yeah.
We take notice, we take notes of things that we have strengthened, our weaknesses, perhaps things that we've always wanted to do, haven't been able to do. We've always said, when I retire, when I have a baby, when I meet that special person, I can do this, this, and the other. On your spiritual quest, we can discover new things. We can discover what's truly in your heart, what's truly in your path, where truly your feet need to walk. So this is a good time to take notice of all the things that you've always wanted to do and go for it. Maybe you want to be an author. You got that book, you want a pen inside, something about your family, about your life. Maybe you want to be a teacher. Maybe you want to be a nurse or a doctor. Maybe you want to change your profession and go in another light. And some of us now probably while we homeschooling our children and the neighbors' children who stuck with you because now they can't go home. But sometimes we're helping people in our community and our friends and family that have come down with this. We have taken in their children. Their loved ones are staying with you. So this is a chance for you to see your strengths, to see what you can give to another human being. And you go, I'm good at this. I can do this. Maybe you're an artist, always wanted to paint. You know,
Actually, someone on here just said today part of their self-care is they went they went and bought some clay and they're going to try some pottery. And
there you go.
interesting how everyone is kind of finding and tapping into that thing, or lots of people, not everyone, but lots of people are tapping into that thing that they're exploring, that thing that they've
That's
always wanted to do, whether
that's
it's
that
that
spiritual exploration.
wow, spiritual
That's
exploration.
beautiful. You want to do it. And then that psychological adaptation. This is a psychological thing for us. It's it's affecting all parts of us. That's why you have to be physical because you want to keep the mind intact. The mind works with movement. The mind works with sleep. Get that sleep on. I know some of us might be off our pattern we had before, but again, we have to learn to adapt because this is a new day. Whatever we did in the past, it's not going to be the same anymore. And we have to make that realization come into our soul, into the spirit to know we're not going back to where we used to be. And before we get to strategy, you have any questions? Because we have,
Any questions? No, I think let's get to the strategy part and
yeah,
then start to kind of like bring a closure to the 3 points and then see if we
yes.
have final questions.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
great. So the strategy. I like us to think of ourselves as a vessel. A vessel comes in many ways. So some people might think of a vessel as a ship. Your vessel could be your vehicle that you drive in. But your vessel, I want you to also think of is just you, yourself,
Oh,
your
I love it.
soul,
Yes.
your spirit.
Yep.
What makes you who you are? And the same with the car, the ship, and all of these things that we think of as vessels. You can't take the vessel, the car, the ship, or anywhere without giving it a tune up, without
Oh,
feeding it.
Speak to
Giving,
us.
giving it that oil, checking that oil level. But you
Yes.
don't want to. You got to put the gas in. You got to check the water. You know, you got to do all of these things. Your engine, you need your lights, you need brakes. This is us as a vessel. We have to feed us. Now, all right, we're stuck at home, people. Moderation with the food, moderation with everything that we're doing because, all right, some of us going to be gaining some weight. Let's be honest about this.
Have like a lot of Oreos.
Listen, we got to be realistic. This we are being challenged in every way. So it's okay to have some of these desires and some of these things that we're going to hold on to, like I'm having Oreos.
All of it.
I got to have the, listen, I like chocolate. Okay. So I'm going to speak on that. I'm a chocolate lover, but
Yeah.
everything is in moderation. So I love my Haagen-Dazs only, Haagen-Dazs chocolate. So, but I put fruit in it. I'm going to tell that to myself. I'm going to put some fruit in it tonight. Strawberries and blueberries. I'm going to make it have my fruit because you know you're going to have your fruit how many times a day? I'm just going to put them with my chocolate. So here's the thing. Don't beat yourself up. If
Right.
you splurge,
Accept
you got to
it.
let go sometime.
Let
It's
go.
okay. You got
So,
to let it loose.
by the way, Evelyne, someone said this reminds me, what you were saying reminds them of something Kevin Hart said once. He said that his most loved muscle in his body is his mind, and it's so important.
Yes. Yes. And we have to take care of us. Because listen, how many of you are taking care of others at home right now? How many of you have a loved one you're taking care of? How many of you taking care of your children? How many of you we got that daycare at home? We got a daycare, we got an elder care, we got the doggy care. We already talked about the dog. We are taking care of lots of things. But what we need to do is care for us.
Right.
Because when we go down, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? So you need to nourish your body, your mind, your heart. So remember we talked about kicking them people to the curb? That's your heart. That's your mental ability as well. That's your physicality, having people with you that don't mean you well. That's abusing you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, physically. When you start eliminating these things from your vessel, from your surroundings.
Cleaning the vessel up.
Yes, yes. And you know, yes, indeed. You're treating it good. You're giving it a good vacuum. You're vacuuming it out. You're taking out all those parts that you don't need. You throw them to the curb. And you clean it up. You clean it up. And then we want to make sure we have allies, good people that we can count on. We want to have our creativity because as long as you are creative, as long as you keep thinking, what else can I do? I'm gonna bring out what did you just say earlier in terms of someone's doing molding, the wax and the clay and the artwork and the reading. None of us are catching up on our reading. A lot of us are educating us. A lot of us is putting together a business plan. You know, we're planning for the time we get out, or for us, for my business, we did a lot of, because we're trainers, we're educators, we're coaches. A lot of that was done in person. That has all changed.
Right.
That has all changed.
So you take
Clients,
to like, re-strategize and all of that. So
yeah,
Evelyne, as we just kind of begin to wrap up here,
yes.
are there any final thoughts that you'd like to just like leave us with? I know that you've really spoken about, and you all, if you missed the first few points, definitely go back and listen to them. Evelyne has spoken through these 3 points of the first one was, I know the second one was strength and then strategy. The first one was sanity. So sanity, strength, and strategy.
Yes.
Just like making sure that all of those are grounding us, that we're thinking about all of those and how to ground ourselves, and elevate the sustainability during this pandemic. Any final thoughts, Evelyne?
Yes. Just two things. We have a saying, my partner and I, author, the 5 Ps. Prior planning prevents poor performance. Put that there. Think about that. This is the time to plan so that you put it out there, perform. And then the last thing, when we had talked about try different allies, your people, family. When you go to the store, it's important now. I know we all behind masks, but your eyes says a lot.
Ooh, yeah.
Your eyes says a lot. You see people, they're in all kinds of states. Good morning. I know even on my New Yorkers, I say good morning. They say she must be foreign. This from someplace else. That's me. I'm saying hello to everybody. My people in the car goes, why do you be talking to all them people? Or the toll, when you have the toll, good morning. They just look at you. You change. And I said, you have a wonderful day. Because you know what? We have to be allies. Some people are down and they can't find their way out. They have no sun. So let's make sure we talk. Let's greet people. And the last thing too, I am a believer in a bath. All my people, my showering people out there, there's nothing wrong with that. But I want us to have a bath. And this is what I want you to take away too. You know how people, you have the Zoom, you got the Skype, everybody's partying on the internet, celebrating on the internet. You want to take a vacation on the internet, folks. I want you to get your crew together. And everybody's going to come with their bikinis and their trunks and all that stuff. Everyone's going to be on your, there you go. And what I want you to do is to be able to put up a picture, your back screen, and you're going to be in Madrid, you're going to be in Spain, you're going to be wherever you need to be. That's your beach, your lake. There you go. And everybody going to sit there, bring your drink. Bring that drink, whatever it is. Don't fall down though, okay? You're going to be in the tub. And everyone's going to be partying. We're going to have the music going. And then I want us to sit quietly for a moment. Dream with you on that beach together. Let's talk, seriously talk together. What's going on with you? How you doing? Really talk to each other and everyone share and see each other, but also imagine you're in that environment. Just because you're locked in doesn't mean your mind is locked in.
Yep.
So through the darkness, you can still see the stars.
Yes.
I'd like you to remember that. Through the darkness, you can still see the stars. Make those stars be shining on you, and you be a star when you go out and meet everybody. Shine. Do your God-given thing. Shine. And be beautiful. Be blessed. Don't let it get you down. Listen to some good music. Party hardy. Be mindful of that liquor. Be mindful of it. Don't let it be essential to you.
Right.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And watch the other stuff that people be doing. But just be true and laugh, just like you're doing right now. Laughter is so
people are loving it.
Yes. Blessings to everyone. Be good.
Thank you so much for blessing us with those points, and just like your vibrant energy is just something that we all need during this time. So thank you so much, Evelyne. And you all, if you missed any part of this, make sure that you just go back and watch this live story. It'll be up for the next 24 hours. So again, we're starting these Self-Care Saturdays. And if you want to learn more about Evelyne and the work that her and her company is doing, go to conscioustrainers.com. Is that correct? Conscioustrainers.com.
Yes.
Okay.
As well as diversity officer at AOL.
Oh, right. So email. Yep. Diversity officer at AOL.com. All right, you all. Be blessed. Have a wonderful Saturday. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.